Morning guys, how are you all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our morning Bitcoin update, so straight over to the charts. Honestly speaking, there isn't really much I can show you guys because we just have literally not done anything. We just traded in this little range here. So at the mid level of obviously this high and this low of this candle, so there isn't a lot we can look at other than the fact we're still, if we want to take this out of the equation, we are basically still just pinned just around, well, pinned around the just the top side of this pennant, and obviously this support area we have going on here. So again, when I said the other day before this move that we're kind of drifting out the pennant, obviously we're drifting out the pennant again. The larger time frame one's coming in around there, but obviously that's not a precise level. I always tell you guys that on such a macro level. Obviously we can't pinpoint the actual where it should be, but yeah, you can see we're kind of drifting out of this pennant. So and we're holding this support here quite nicely. We had a wick below and obviously got bought straight back up again, so that is obviously a good sign for price action. And then yeah, to me it looks like we want to keep going back up, so we're at least going to test this. Well, I think we may at least get up to this resistance level again, and then it's just a case of if we break base, it's the same trade again. I said yesterday, if we break 7,800, I believe we will just we'll get back up to over 10,000 again. And this time, I don't think if we do get over, I think we'll stay in this zone for a while before breaking higher, rather than getting rejected like we did the last time, which was our first little foray into that zone. One last thing, not one, well, it's pretty much, oh, we don't want to move that, we don't want to move the things around. One last thing, because there isn't really a lot I can say here, is that obviously to the downside, it's quite clear. We break below, I would be a bit more conservative, call it, well, I would maybe call it around mid 9,300s, then I would expect us to pretty much come down to the bottom of this pennant here around 9,000. It's not a very big move considering the volatility we've been getting, but yeah, if we find support there, back upwards. If we don't, and we start to get, if we start to hang around down here 8,600, then I believe we may have reversed the sort of medium time frame trend, and we may then see some more downside. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking at there. Obviously there's a weekly TD9 that we've been talking about. There it is. It's just called a Darth Maul candle, because that's sort of like the lightsaber Darth Maul has in Star Wars. It has like the handle in the middle and then the big long lightsaber bits, light up bits on either side, whatever they're called. But yes, I mean, and then obviously the daily, not too much we can really glean from this. If we just have to put this down to just the craziness that happens in Bitcoin. And yeah, I mean, if you then want to just assume that it's craziness, we can then almost in a way disregard and just look at the same pattern we've got going, the same trend. Then again, it still remains potential breakout to the upside being the most likely scenario. But obviously it's all probabilities and most likely scenarios, and in any person's, any analyst's experience. Obviously I'm just saying it's more likely, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Look at the 4-hour Stokes, look like they're gonna make we'll just move wherever the market goes. I mean, the market's not really moving now, so obviously they're basically flatlined. 12-hour Stokes are pointing down, so this is an indication. This for me is the strongest indication that the actual trend will be down. The next move will be down. Obviously, just looking at the other analysis I've just given you, I'm more bullish overall, but this is obviously looking like it's gonna potentially pull price down. I don't want to make excuses for it, but obviously this long wick to the downside is gonna obviously play into this looking like it's gonna come down. But there's that aside, notwithstanding, it's still basically starting to point down now, and 12-hour Stokes are pretty good. So maybe that is the most bearish thing. Well, yeah, it was. This is the most bearish thing. You can see we've lost the exponential as well on the 12-hour also. And let's have a look at daily. Daily's not so bad. I mean, we're still being governed by this trend line. So if we do curl back up on the daily and then take out this trend line, then that will be that will for me signal 11.5k incoming. So there we go, quick video for you guys, because there's just not a lot to talk about. All price action has done. If I just obviously show you is this, look, this is the 15-minute chart. Look at that, it's just nothingness, just I mean, this is the scamminess of Bitcoin. Look, just we move across, we pump up, we move across, don't go in here, we dump down, we come back up, and it's just, this is the problem we've got of getting of it being taken seriously as like an asset class, because this can't be, you know what I mean, this can't be where you keep your safe haven money. Anyway, so thanks for listening, guys. Remember, not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research. And one last thing whilst I remember, stock market's looking very strong, and we know there's a correlation, so maybe that will drive Bitcoin up. And then the other thing was, we've got some big weekly nines on some major stock market indices, so maybe we're going to see some down moves, so that will maybe drive Bitcoin down if we start to see a downtrend in the stock markets. But anyway, so remember, not a financial advisor, I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I'll speak to you guys later.